Hey guys and gals, Neighbor here from Drakewing Gaming. It's 7 hours to the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Kingsguard, Leandros' Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. It was almost as satisfying to watch as it likely was for him to act. A smug grin appeared on Aukai's face for a moment before he turned around and headed over towards the Leviathan. Despite Aukai's exhaustion, he started to push the creature back in an attempt to get it off the deck. But he alone was not enough to get it to move. The crew hobbled over what was left of them, and together with a bit of muscle, the creature was pushed off the deck and splashed down into the sea, hopefully to never be seen again. Aukai, what do you think you're doing? Croone talked between heavy gasps of breath. Aukai clearly knocked more than just the wind out of him. The shark ignored the so-called captain and headed over towards Jaws. The two beastmen stared at each other for several moments. Get up. Are you really that weak? Let me rest a bit. Urgh. Couldn't he see that he was injured? How was he expecting him to stand with just one leg? Yet shocking to everyone, perhaps even more to Jaws himself, Aukai reached a hand down. It was almost as though their disdain for each other had vanished, though Jaws did save Aukai's life. Jaws stood only for a moment before he gave in, clamping a hand in hand and being pulled to his feet. Thanks. Don't thank me, I'm just returning a favor. I owe you my life now. You should have done the... You would have done the same for me. No, I wouldn't. But right now isn't the time for that. Everyone is beaten and broken, tired and anxious. We need a leader right now who can rally us all back together again. What are you saying? You have one right there. Jaws turned over towards Croone, who was now yelling at one of his crew for tossing the beast into the sea. Would you believe me if I told you that we were all planning to toss him overboard weeks ago? That man is nothing. He has no redeemable values. He's weak, never shuts his mouth, and makes us do everything while he sits back. He doesn't run the ship. We do. Still, I just came aboard and I betrayed everyone when I left. Nearly everyone here remembers you, remembers the fierceness that you gave us aboard this vessel. How you kept the captain in this place. How you inspired us all. I'm not that kind of beast man anymore. Maybe not, but after today, I think we can all agree that you are one of the toughest beastmen in the Red Sea. So what do you say? Are you done pouting and ready to take the helm? Jaws looked around at the other sailors. Despite their exhausted faces, they all nodded one by one. He then turned to you. Yeah, do it. He had to admit that you were a little frightened that Jaws would be leading what was essentially a band of pirates. He said he wanted to change, but what about the rest of them? What about Aukai? Perhaps there was a chance that Jaws could have turned them around for the better. Croone was a terrible captain and even worse tradesman. Maybe under Jaws' leadership they could have become something better than ruffians and rogues terrorizing the sea. That's what you wanted to believe anyway. There was still the issue, there still stood the issue with Ayana, though. She was waiting on the island for him to return. Jaws had mentioned that he was going to get a ship to take her away from that place. Perhaps this was his chance to do so. He nodded and saw Jaws' face turn to surprise, likely not expecting you to agree. Well, is that proof enough for you? Are you getting cold feet? This is an offer of a lifetime. I know, but just let me think about it, alright? So you've made your choice then. Still weak, it seems. I'm no longer the man you think that I am, but I do not consider myself weak for following my own path. Aukai turned his back to Jaws and took a few steps before stopping to say one final word. So you really have changed. Perhaps I was wrong about you after all. You're no longer the bloodthirsty scourge of the seas I once knew. The man that I looked up to. But you sure kicked some Leviathan ass, and I can respect that. When you're done licking that boy's boots, you'll know where he can find us. I think we'll still have a spot open for you if you don't mind swabbing the decks, of course. Aukai gave Jaws a playful grin before marching towards his former captain, who was still recovering from his previous wallop to the gut. He had to admit that you were nervous about what was about to go down, but it all worked out for the better. Aukai continued forth until he stood above Croone, glaring down at the now cowering captain. Gah! You! And just what do you think you're doing? First you dare lay a hand on me, and then you let our catch escape? This is the last straw, Aukai. I'll have you hanged when we get to port. Is that so? When you can't even get on your feet? I'll show you! Crew, seize this gup and lock him in the brig. And make sure that he only gets scraps and seawater for food. I said seize him and lock him in the brig. I order you all to As Croone looked around, he found the angered looks of his crew all glaring at him like angry cobras. What is wrong with you all? I'm the captain and you will do as I say. Perhaps you've been waiting. Perhaps you've been staring at the sun too long, Croone. Your title as captain has been revoked. You dare mutiny against me! I brought all of you up from the mud. You'd be nothing without me. Stay back! He took up his hand, and when he thought he was about to smack him again, he took away his hat and placed it upon his own head. Don't think you'll be needing this, Swabby. You! You'll pay for this! Croone scurried away, running for his quarters. Several crewmates chased after him, but the door was locked. Leave him be, there's no food in there. He'll either starve in there or have to come out eventually. Either way is fine with me. The Orca moved up on the stairs towards the wheel of the ship and pushed away the dockhand, keeping it steady. Alright, everyone, listen up. There's been a change of command aboard this vessel. If any of you object to my rules, step forward now and say your word. I assure you that no punishment will befall you, not after all the bravery you all showed today in taking down that beast. Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Aukai waited, yet no one stepped forth, and it was his cue to continue. If none of you have anything to say, then I take it you all accept me as a new captain. As I look over you all, I see tired faces, bloodied bodies, and dull, chipped blades. This night was a night of loss, a night of pain. But yet it was also a night of courage, bravery, and strength. We killed a beast of legend, the Leviathan. It is not a feat that any can claim but us. Few ships that cross paths with that monster lived to tell the tale. But we not only lived, we ended it. There will be no more tales of the beast of the sea. We slaughtered that demonic beast and sent it right back down to Sidon himself. All of you should be proud. You stayed and fought. To protect yourselves, to protect your crew, your family. There's no finer crew on the Red Sea than you all. And I'm sure you all still remember just what our pitiful captain did. He ran like a dog with his tail tucked between his legs, leaving us to fend off the beast by ourselves. Well, I say good riddance to that useless bag of shit cowering in his old quarters. His time was up. His reign is over. I do not have any plans as to what I will do as captain. In the past, I was content with simple pleasures. Gold, sex, booze. Even now, even for all that has transpired, I think that's all I want. To myself on the finest foods and ales all across the Red Sea, and no longer have to settle for scraps or cheap booze. To walk into port and have beastmen and beastwomen prostrate themselves before me, and have evenings of pleasure until dawn. Yes, that is my promise to you all as captain. Gold and sex and booze, more than you can handle. If that sounds good enough with you, raise your hands into the air. The crew roared and clapped with applause. Those still with their blade pointed them towards the sky and waved them around, hollering into the night. It should have been a happy and momentous speech, but you ended up feeling worried that they were going to go back to being pirates once more. George, as new captain, I think it'd be only right to reward you for your service. You saved my life and the lives of everyone among the ship. For that, your sentence aboard this vessel has been shortened to 1 year of servitude. At that point, you are free to go wherever you wish. But during your stay here, I will be in need of a second hand. I take it you won't disagree to that. Got a subtle nod, and Aukai flashed a proud smile. Alright then, first things first. Those who are still able to move, get out all the ale you can get. Bring out all the food. Tonight we feast in celebration of our triumph over the great sea beast, to honor those who have fallen and to our future prosperity. Yarg! Pirate noises. The voices of the crew all screamed aloud, and within minutes the upper deck ship was filled with a sense of food and ale, song and dance coursing through the night. Even those who had suffered a few severe wounds still had it in them to celebrate. Despite the celebration and the enticement of booze, you remained sober and stayed by Leandros' side. Jaws had convinced Aukai to remove Croone from his old quarters and let Leandros rest within. Though it wasn't easy, as he left kicking, screaming, and cursing with such vocabulary that even Corella would have been surprised. It was spacious and comfortable, and most importantly, quiet, though the smell of cigar and ale still lingered. Ugh. Leandros! Jake, What? Jake, get down! Get behind me! You're in... Leandros, relax. Huh? It's gone. It was killed. What do you mean it was... Ah! Leandros shifted around in his bed and yelped in pain. Easy there, you're still sore. Just relax, alright? It's dead now, we are safe. But how? Jaws took care of it. He saved you. He saved all of us. So then, I failed. Huh? I couldn't save you after all. Once again, I failed to protect you. Leandros, you did plenty. Jake. Ooh, excuse me. Look at me. I was knocked out, unable to protect you when you needed me the most. This is why I wanted you to stay back ashore. Don't be ridiculous. Do I look dead to you? Do I look hurt to you? Leandros, if you hadn't been here today... You mean if Jaws hadn't? I know he was the one to deal with the beast. I was only conscious for a bit, but I saw it. I saw how he killed it. You did just as much as he did. He could never have taken down that thing alone. Leandros, how many people can actually say they fought the Leviathan and survived? Twice, in fact. You may not see it, but I wouldn't trust my life with anyone else after what I saw here today. If you can take down a thing that size... Perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I know that we can win. I know that I'll be safe. I know that the kingdom will be safe. Gaius, the assassins, the war, you can take it all on. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm putting all this on you. Jake, don't beat yourself up over this. Even if Jaws technically landed the killing blow, it was my sword that did all the work. It's been silent ever since the Leviathan died. It said something to me, though, that it needed to rest or something like that. I don't know what the future holds, but for now I think I'm safe from it. It didn't say anything to you while you held it, right? No, but I could feel what you meant. It was an evil power. It urged me forward to strike the beast with all my might. I felt no fear, just a burning rage and desire to kill that accursed monster. Jake, we need to find a way to get rid of it. You can't keep holding on to something so dangerous. I know, but I can't let go of it. I think it still has a hold on me, but yet you gave it to me, and that still surprises me. But even then, I was only lending it. I think that might have been the reason why. It probably saw that you were capable of defeating the monster and temporarily gave itself over to you. But we will find a way to destroy it, or get rid of it, or something to stop it. I'm sure if I ask Corello, he can probably find someone in Azite who might know more about it. I can only hope so. What's wrong now? Huh? What? The look on your face. Like, do you have something else you want to say? I just need some time to think. Alright. Do you want me to leave you alone for a while? You can stay, if you like. You really don't want to speak your mind, do you? Heh. It seems like your body can't lie. To have you see me in such a state, it's so embarrassing. You've been passed out for hours, so you're probably hungry. Hold on while I get you something to eat. Everyone on the ship is celebrating right now above deck, hence the noise. For the monster's defeat. Yeah, that and Aukai became captain. What? I know, I'm a bit concerned too, but I don't think he'll do anything more to us. I think he even knows that without you and Jaws, we'd all be dead. That's why he's letting you rest in here instead of the cell again. Suppose I should thank him for that. Oh, and while you were passed out, but Jaws was promoted to second-in-command. Is that so? I think everyone wanted him to be captain, but he didn't seem quite ready for it. What? It's nothing. Don't be like that. But be like what? You're still mad at him, aren't you? No, it's just... I was awake for just a little bit after I was tossed aside by the beast. The beast was going to kill me, but... I understand. Well, when you feel better, you can thank him. The way that I treated him, yet he risked his life for me. He protected you better than me, better than your own Kingsguard. What did I say about putting yourself down? I'm just saying, he has every right to hate me. He's not like that. Well, looks like it's gotten louder. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 2 gold tier patrons, Zeke and Toby. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5 already. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!